Good evening and welcome to the Texas Music Educators Association Region 31 All-Region Band Clinic and Concert. My name is Suzanne Dell. It's my privilege to serve as a host for tonight's event. I want to let you know before we begin that our concert is being professionally recorded by DVP Audio, so we would ask that you turn off your electronic devices and cell phones, and do know that we will be sharing these recordings with your students' band directors so that you'll be able to access and remember this evening's performance. There is a lot of work that goes on behind the scenes to make this event possible, so I would like to recognize the organizer for this group, Caleb Santa Cruz from Haltom High School, and percussion coordinator Nick Manilow, also from Haltom High School, who coordinated the music and equipment for the clinic and concert. If you would please give them a round of applause. I want to publicly thank Ken Johnson and the band staff here at Carroll Senior High School, and was remiss to forget at the previous concert to recognize Kim Shuttlesworth and the band staff at Coppell High School. Carroll for hosting our events here, and then Coppell for hosting all of our auditions that got us to this point. So if you would please give them a round of applause. We know that these students didn't just magically pick up instruments and start turning into all-region players overnight. They've been taught and cultivated and musically trained by some of the finest educators in the state of Texas. If you are a band director or a private instructor for one of the students on stage, would you please stand and be recognized? And then finally, we want to acknowledge perhaps one of the most important parts of the village that it takes to get here, and that's the parents of these students. You've been there probably for the whole process of taking them to the instrument selection night, buying reeds, buying valve oil, taking them to early morning sectionals, going to marching band rehearsals, all of the things that go into being a band parent. And you are certainly a critical piece and part of these students' success. So if you're a parent of one of the students on stage, would you please stand and be recognized? On stage is the Region 31 Symphonic Band. This year, over 1,000 students in Region 31 participated in the audition process to get us to this point, and the students that are on stage in front of you represent some of the very finest musical talent in Region 31. We are so fortunate to have with us this evening our guest conductor for this group, Ms. Katie Van Doren. Mrs. Van Doren is the Director of Bands at Vandegrift High School in the Austin area. It is arguably one of the finest band programs in not only the state of Texas, but probably the nation as well. In addition to her work with the students at Vandegrift, Mrs. Van Doren is active in the drum corps space with Santa Clara Vanguard. She trains student leaders all over the state of Texas as well, and we are so fortunate that our kids have been able to spend the last day and a half with her. So we were going to ask you right now to go ahead and sit back and relax, make sure your cell phones are off, and just enjoy the music that these fabulous students are going to make. And would you please welcome to the podium, under the direction of Mrs. Katie Van Doren, the Region 31 All-Region Symphonic Band.
Good evening. As I was introduced, I'm Miss Van Doren from Vanderbilt High School. It has been an incredible weekend, or I guess week, with these students. How wonderful they get the whole weekend off. And just a truly enjoyable experience to work with some of the best. I told them this, and I hope you will reiterate, some of the best musicians in the country. It's a very, very special thing for me to get to do, and it was a really fun week, and I hope they had a wonderful time. I'll talk more later on about it, but my whole goal for them was to have a great time. Did you have fun this week? They had a great time. That was By the By I Saw. The next piece you'll hear is called The Ascension, and followed by a mother's hymn. Thank you. So A Mother's Hymn is the next piece, and it was written by, I would say, one of the greatest educational composers for band in my lifetime. I'm very young. His name's Robert W. Smith, and he recently passed away. That piece was also written by him, and he's a family friend, and he's absolutely incredible. Most of these students have played pieces by him that they probably don't even know they've played. And I want you, and I told them as well, it's called A Mother's Hymn, and it's about his mother. But as he recently passed, I've asked them to play this for someone in their life that they care about, whether they are here or have left us. So I hope that you get that. I hope when you're listening, you hear it as a piece that is from the heart, from them. I know it is for me every single time I hear it. This is A Mother's Hymn by Robert W. Smith.
I've probably been to, I don't know, hundreds of all-region band concerts at this point, but every single time I sit and I'm amazed when I hear something like that and go, these kids just walked into a room together just over 24 hours ago. And to be able to put together a program like this, it's just really special. I mean, you know, typically when you go to your normal band concerts, it's music that the students have been working on for weeks and sometimes even months. So to be able to do this in a day and a half, it's just really a testament to how talented and hardworking these kids are and what great educators that we bring in to work with them. And we've got such a wonderful panel with us in Region 31, and we're so, so grateful. I'd like to take a moment before the Symphonic Band performs their last tune to present this plaque to Mrs. Van Doren. It reads, "In appreciation of your outstanding commitment to Texas Music Educators Association and the Region 31 High School Band." And we want to thank her one more time for spending some of her valuable time with us and our students. Thank you, Mrs. Van Doren.
I will keep it brief. I'm sure you've been talked to by many band directors about this, but it's something near and dear to my heart. For all the parents in this room, for all the teachers in this room, I just want to thank you for being here and for supporting music education in our schools. As you know, band is so much more than just the marching band or the concert band. I think for many of these students, it's the most important part of it is the family that they have every single day. Our high schools are tough places, not just because there's a lot of people and they're going through some tough times, but also their schoolwork's hard. The things they do, their education is challenging, it's rigorous, especially in a lot of the schools in this area. I'd say all the schools in this area. So for them to have a place in band, maybe choir, orchestra for us, for band, and to have that family, the students around them, and those teachers who love them and want to take care of them and really give them this rich experience, it's such a special, special place. I just want to say thank you for continuing to support it, and I would ask you to continue supporting music education. So thank you, thank you, thank you, and thank you for being here. Our last tune is called Horizons Untold by Evan Van Doren. Thank you again.